Hello everybody! Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Ktree. I am a Christian wife and mother. I read all genres of books, but I always give you a biblical perspective. So if that sounds like your deal, stick around. Alright guys, so today I am wrapping up my October and I read a lot of books, if you could tell by the description, this month. So we are going to do a fun little game and kind of a speed round. I have my phone here and I am going to time myself for 1 minute to give myself 1 minute for each book, basically. I have 18 books here to review and 2 DNFs. So we're going to start out with the books that I DNF'd this month, and then we'll get into the books I read. 1 minute on the clock. We'll see how I do. All right, let's go. Okay, so the first book I DNF'd was Fake Skating by Lynn Painter. This is a YA romance, and I've typically liked Lynn Painter in the past, but this one was vile. Oh my goodness, I DNF'd this one because there was cussing on like every single page. It was so excessive, especially from the guy's point of view, and I just was not into the story. There was just too much stuff for this to be YA. I was like, girl, no, this is disgusting. So I DNF'd that one and do not recommend it. Hey, 20 seconds left on the clock for that one. Okay. My next DNF is The Hazelwood. Oh, actually, I have this one. I'm wasting time. Oh my gosh. Okay. The Hazelwood by Melissa Albert. I was doing this one for a video, but I ended up DNFing it. I just did not get interested in this one at all. It could not keep me grasped. It was really weird. It's supposed to be a YA, but it kind of had some talk of sex, some dark elements, which I knew there would be dark elements, but cussing, and then the main girl character was very unlikable, and she called her mom by her first name, which was just really ick to me. So DNF'd this one and don't recommend it. Oh my gosh, I didn't do it right. Ah! Okay, 16 seconds left on the clock. There we go. All right, now let's get into the 18 books that I read this month. Starting the timer. All right, so the first book I read this month was Hello Stranger by Catherine Zinner. I read this on my Kindle, got it through my library. And this was my first Catherine Zinner book. She is a secular author, but she is typically clean. And this one was okay. I need to get my thoughts together. It had a very unique concept. She suffers from facial blindness after an accident. The romance is kind of secondary. It's more of a literary fiction with romance type of thing, kind of combined. It was okay. Nothing really stood out to me, but there was kind of some stuff that really got to the edge of not being closed door. It kind of stopped right before, but there is a little bit of lead up to something possibly, and then some jokes and kind of innuendos throughout. So keep that in mind if you're curious. I will also have all content warning down in the description box below because I probably won't see it for all of these being so quick and fast. 3 seconds to spare. I feel like I have to talk really, really fast. And the second book that I read was Pumpkin Spice and Everything Nice by Katie, this name. And I only gave this book a 2.5 stars. I do have a specialized review on this in one of my reading vlogs on the channel, so go check that out if you're wondering. But this one basically just didn't jive with me. There was a lot of concepts that could have been really cute, but the writing and the characters were just written so immature. It felt like middle grade, and these characters are supposed to be almost getting out of high school. So it just didn't feel good to me when reading it because it was really weird. And nothing really struck out to me as amazing in this at all. And there was a little bit of content, but spice-wise and language-wise, it was clean. 15 seconds left. We're doing good. We're doing better than I thought we would. Next. All right, next I read The Secrets of Avangdor. This is Redemption Pirates Book 1 by Cheney Hobson. This is a Christian fantasy, guys. And oh my goodness, did I love it. It was my second 5-star of the year, so I'm so happy that I got another one because I was sitting here thinking, you're not going to get another one before the year's up, Ktree, and you're going to be stuck here with 1 5-star all year. I'm a picky reader, okay, guys? Loved this. Lost vibes, Jurassic Park vibes, like, pirates, Christian, fantasy elements, faith elements are amazing in this. Oh my goodness. Like, it was so well done and interwoven. It even has like the scriptures in it. I was just amazed. And yeah, it's a little slow paced with like stuff starting to happen throughout it, but I loved her writing style so much that I didn't even care that not that much was happening. Like, I just loved it, and I cannot wait to get into the second book of the series next year. So yes, here we go. That is so quiet. I need to make sure that's louder. Sorry. Okay, the next book that I read was Prince Caspian. This is the second in the Chronicles of Narnia series by C.S. Lewis. This is a Christian fantasy also, but like classic Christian fantasy. The best of the best, right? I've been rereading this out loud to my girls. This is the first time I'm reading it to them, but this is a reread for me. And I've really, really been enjoying this. I'm finding like little bits of things that I just never realized or like caught onto when it was read to me as a child, which was quite a few times, and then I read it once as a teenager. So this is my first time like as an adult reading it, and I've really, really been enjoying it. So yeah, we didn't read this all in October, but we finished it up in October and then started the next one. So I'm doing good. Look at this, guys. 19 seconds left. Yeah. Ready? All right, the next book was The Reappearance of Rachel Price by Holly Jackson. This is a secular YA thriller mystery, and I was told this was supposed to be pretty clean, but I don't remember it being as, like, I remember thinking I thought this would be cleaner. So again, content and stuff down in the description box, but I didn't love this one, honestly. There was a lot of setup and a lot of buildup, and I almost DNF'd it quite a few times. The writing didn't grasp me or anything, but I was the slightest bit interested, and I needed a read and didn't have another one coming in on my library holds for a while, so I just continued on with it. Now, I will say the ending did kind of redeem it a little bit for me, because it was like, I felt like the twist of the ending kind of was like, whoa, yeah, there was like a lot of twists right there at the end. But I felt like there could have been more spread out throughout the story instead of just the one major one in the end, because I felt like I was just reading to get to the last section of the book with this one. And then the next one is A Year Without a Home, or A Year Without Home, by this author. This is an arc that I got on NetGalley. I will try to pop up when it comes out because I don't remember off the top of my head. But this one is about a young Hmong girl from fleeing Laos after the Vietnam War due to the communist regime coming in, and her father being some that helped the Americans. And so it's all written in verse, which I thought was very pretty and very unique for a middle grade. I haven't read in a middle grade like that, so it was very interesting. I learned a little bit about a part of history that I didn't know, and I think that it would be a good one. It does deal with some heavy themes because of that, but again, all content down below. But I liked this one. I enjoyed it and would recommend it. Ready? Okay, the next book that I read was Shady Hollow by Juno Black. This is a cozy mystery, clean cozy mystery series, may I say, and this is the first in the series. We follow little Vera Vixen here, the fox, who is a journalist, and she is trying to figure out who murdered Otto the Toad, I believe, in town, and this is like the first time anything like this has ever happened in this cozy little town where nothing happens. So it's cute and fun. It's weird to say cute with this, but you know, it's talking animals, so I feel like it always has an aspect of cute, but it's fun and I enjoyed it. It's just like a nice cozy read. This does take place in the end of summertime, so it's not like fall, but it's still like, I read it kind of, you know, I read it in fall and it still like gave me those fall vibes just because animals in the woods, I don't know, and mystery vibes, but yes, I am acing this. Okay. All right, the next book that I read was The Temporary Roomie by Sarah Adams. Sarah Adams was a clean closed door author. She is now writing spice in her books, but this is one of her backlist that I hadn't gotten to yet that is still clean closed door. This, on the other hand, I didn't love. This is a enemies to lovers romance, and the enemies to lovers is more just pranks, which I don't like, and I don't prefer enemies to lovers to begin with, but the male main character is an OBGYN and the female main character is like 9 months pregnant. So I thought I would like that trope, but I don't know. I just didn't jive with this one. The whole pranks and everything happening all throughout it felt very immature to begin with. There wasn't a whole lot of like emotional connection, and I've seen her do emotional connection well, and the little bit that she did in this, I just didn't think that it was done very well. She kind of leaned more on the innuendo and like almost getting to the door, like tiptoeing up to it but not going there type of thing, and I did not like that, so I didn't give this one very high rating. There we go, just in time. All right, the next book is Hearts of Fire. This is Voice of the Martyrs book. This was my book club book for September and October, and I picked it up in October, and I really, really liked this one. I just also posted a reading vlog of this one, my first like Christian nonfiction reading vlog, so if you're interested to go check it out and everything, I have all of my thoughts in that. But basically it follows 8 different women's stories of the underground church, and it was very hard to read because there are some very like gruesome stuff in it, but it was so impactful and great. There is one story though that features a female preacher, and this is why it did not get a full 5-star for me, unfortunately, but I would still highly recommend it. I love this book. I won't talk about it too much. Just go check out my reading vlog. Yes, I'm doing so well at this. All right, the next book that I read was Brave New World by Aldous Huxley. This is a classic sci-fi dystopian of like a futuristic world if freedom was gone and morality was like forgotten. It's so trippy and honestly kind of terrifying because there's some stuff that really mirrors some of what our society is doing, but like on a much bigger level, obviously. And I really liked it. I like cautionary tales like this. Didn't love it because of some of the content in it. Didn't quite give it a 5 stars, but I really do like this type of dystopian novels, and yes, I would definitely recommend this one. I feel like everybody should read it, but it's not for a younger audience because there is some disturbing stuff and content in it. Yes. All right, next book. Okay, next I read Recursion by Blake Crouch. I will have an upcoming reading vlog with this in it. This is a sci-fi thriller, and it's really weird. We're following 2 points of views. One is a New York detective, Barry, and another is a neuroscientist, Helena, and we're following them, and they end up teaming up together to try to figure out how to solve this false memory syndrome pandemic that's happening. It's really trippy, but I will say I didn't love this one as much as I thought I would. I still really, really enjoyed it, but I kind of think that he did the same thing that he did in his other book, Black Matter. A lot of similarities. I do think that it worked a lot better with this one though. So I'll give him that. Like, the concept worked better with this book than what was happening with Dark Matter. So I still really enjoyed it. This is really just fast-paced fun thriller if that's what you're looking for, with a little bit of like science fiction vibes, not the type of like domestic psychological thrillers. This is what you want. All right, next I have Halloween Party by Agatha Christie. This one I didn't love. I thought it was going to give me more fall vibes than it did, but it kind of just takes place at a Halloween party at the very beginning. That's where the murder occurs, and it's a children's Halloween party, so I don't know, like, it just didn't give me as many vibes. A little girl gets drowned at this party, and Poirot is trying to solve it. So I didn't end up catching whodunit most of it. I missed out on like one little part, but like didn't surprise me too much. It was just kind of one of her mid novels for me, but yeah, not too much else to say about that. I am doing so well. All right, next is Chasing Elephants, Wrestling with the Gray Areas of Life. This is by Brent Coe. This is a Christian nonfiction book. So basically this one kind of gives you like a concept of this is how we should approach gray areas that aren't talked about, dealt with, or clear cut in the Bible. And the concept and setup, the questions that he puts forth are good. They're biblically sound. He puts verses with them and everything. And I think I will definitely take some of those and use some of them in my own life to try to determine. That's kind of the point of the book. The problem with this book for me was that once he got past that, he did a few chapters, shorter things at the end of, let me show you in a practicality, practicality how to do this. And one of those chapters was on homosexuality, which is not a gray area in the Bible. So that lowered my rating quite a bit for that. Right on time. Yes. Great. Next, I read Before the Coffee Gets Cold by this Japanese author. It is Japanese literature. It's also kind of like a cozy mystery, magical realism type of vibes. Basically, we follow this cafe where there is a special seat that you can travel through time in, but there are rules that go along with it. And so in the book, we follow 4 different stories. It's pretty much like split up into each quarter of the book is a story, and you kind of just follow them and what they are, where they are going back in time or whatnot with, and why. So some of these, there was at least 2 that was a little bit more like sad, depressing vibes and a little bit of content within that, but it wasn't a bad book. It just wasn't anything in particularly amazing to me, honestly. I read it. I'll probably forget about it in a year or 2, honestly. So I don't know, but I can definitely see other people liking it more. All right, next we have Cold Clay by Juno Black. This is the second in the Shady Hollows series. So this one actually does take place in fall. Really enjoyed all of the autumnal vibes of the scenery and stuff that was in this one. I did, however, guess the whodunit in this one. I didn't, like, I had some thoughts and like possibilities and I thought I knew who it was, and you know, but I wasn't like positive. And this one I was like, yeah, there's no other choice. It's this person, and I was right. So I was a little bit sad that it wasn't quite as like engaging on that aspect, but I still really enjoyed it. I like this series so far. They're just fun little comforting, cozy mysteries that are actually clean. So but I'm only 2 books in so far, so I only know those first 2 are clean. I have heard there might be some content in later books, unfortunately. We will see. All right, the next book that I read was City of Serpents by Christina Bauer. I'm probably saying her last name wrong. I'm so sorry. But this is the 4th book in the Secrets of Ormdale series. I've been really enjoying this one. This one is a Christian kind of like, I'm trying to think of it, like gothic vibes, cozy fantasy type thing. It's set like back in time, and I can't remember the time frame right now. I am awful. Oh my gosh, I'm going blank. I'm going too fast and it's hurting my brain. I liked this one. It did slow down. It slowed down its pace a little bit more. The first one was kind of, yeah, the first one I really liked, and then the second one kind of slowed down its pace a little bit. The third one jumped back up again, and then this one slowed down its pace again. But every single book always has like this OMG moment at the end that even if it's a slowed down paced book, like you still want to immediately start the next book. So like kudos on her for that. I only have 1 more book in the series to finish it off, and I'm really excited to get to it. So all right, the next book that I read was Frieren Beyond Journey's End. This is volume 2 in this manga series that I've been trying to like buddy read with my husband type of thing. It's kind of like Lord of the Rings, but after the journey. We follow Frieren, which is an elf. So she kind of outlives all of her traveling companions and gets new ones and starts doing stuff. But she's also really lazy and doesn't care because she has like no conception of time like we do. So she's fine with just sitting somewhere for 20, 30 years because that's no time at all to her. It's an interesting concept. I didn't love this one as much as I liked the first one. There's some content in here that I wasn't sure how I felt about it, and it might just depend on how they progress with it in the following volumes. But yeah, I'll put all that in the description box for you. Last but not least is our final book, and that is Pet Sematary by Stephen King. Again, this is for a video coming very soon. Why would I read this book? I don't know, I'm crazy. This is a horror novel by Stephen King, and it follows Lewis Creed, who is a doctor who takes moves his family to Maine, and they have a pet cemetery on their property. But it's not the pet cemetery that's creepy, it's what's beyond the pet cemetery that holds all this power. There was like a lot of stuff in this, and I will say, like, I don't know. I have very mixed feelings about it. I like the creepy undertones of the book because I like creepy stuff, but there's always Stephen King likes to put some gory graphic stuff in his books. I was a little surprised that he kept out some, especially with the ending, but there was still like enough in it that I was like, ugh, don't like that. And some other content that I'll put down below. But that epilogue, why is it gotta end like that? Why? I want to know. There we go. So that is all of the books that I read, the 18 books in my 2 DNFs, and hopefully that was okay. Most of these books are in other videos or going to be in other videos. So if you have any questions about any further, you know, information on any of them, just let me know in the comments down below, but I will have trigger and content warnings in the description box for you. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm a little bit out of breath because that was like hard to just talk really fast. But yeah, this was fun, and that is everything I read in the month of October. Let me know what was your favorite book of the month of October. Mine was definitely The Secrets of Avengdor, my new 5-star, my next 5-star read of this year. Very excited about that. I know several of you have also said you put it on your TBR, and I'm so excited to see what you guys think of it when you get to it. Yeah, let me know if you got any 5-star reads this month, and if not, just what your favorite book was this month in the description box, in the comments down below. All right, guys, I'm rambling and losing my mind, so I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much. Bye!